Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Søren Kierkegaard. Nobody actually sat us down and said, hey, this part is going to feel humiliating. Not hard, not busy, humiliating. The kind of tired where sleep doesn't work anymore. The kind of responsibility where even your escapes feel scheduled. I remember thinking adulthood would feel heavier, sure, but I didn't expect it to feel smaller. Smaller rooms, smaller dreams, smaller tolerance for nonsense, including my own. And maybe that's the first trick. Maybe nobody warns you, because if they did, you'd never agree to enter. We sell adulthood like it's a promotion. More freedom, more choice, more control. But what you actually get is friction. Constant, unskippable friction. Bills that don't care about your inner child. People who disappoint you in ways that feel personal but aren't. A body that slowly stops pretending it's indestructible. And here's the uncomfortable thought I keep circling back to: what if this difficulty isn't a glitch? What if it's the point? There's this popular idea that pressure builds character. I don't buy it anymore. Pressure doesn't build anything. It reveals what was already unstable. I've seen pressure turn kind people bitter, smart people lazy, confident people small and defensive. I've also seen pressure strip people down until there was nothing left to perform. And that part scared me, because I saw myself in both versions. Stress didn't make me disciplined. It showed me how much of my discipline depended on comfort. Adulthood didn't make me mature. It exposed how often I confuse avoidance with peace. When things get tight, money, time, energy, you don't rise to your ideals, you fall to your defaults. That's not spiritual, that's not heroic. It's deeply inconvenient information. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. We talk a lot about balance. Work-life balance, mental balance, emotional balance. It sounds nice. It also sounds fake, because adult life doesn't arrive evenly. It arrives in waves that don't coordinate with your calendar. 1 month, it's money. Another, it's your health. Another, it's someone you trusted quietly turning into someone you don't recognize. Balance assumes cooperation. Life doesn't cooperate. And I had to admit something that bruised my ego. I wasn't exhausted because I was doing too much. I was exhausted because I was resisting what was happening. I kept trying to negotiate with reality, like it owed me fairness. It doesn't. And strangely, once I stopped demanding that they be fair, I had more energy. Not because things got easier, but because I stopped wasting strength arguing with gravity. When people talk about transformation, they always dramatize it. Big realizations, clean turning points. Before and after stories that fit neatly into captions. That's not how it happened for me. My so-called alchemy looked like this: doing the boring thing instead of the clever one, apologizing without explaining myself, letting a version of my identity die without replacing it, immediately admitting I was jealous instead of pretending I was enlightened. No lightning, no awakening soundtrack. Just slow, almost embarrassing adjustments. And I hated how unromantic it felt. But something strange happened over time. The more I stopped trying to transcend adulthood, the more solid I became inside it. Not happier, more anchored, less reactive, less theatrical, harder to impress, harder to manipulate. That's when I started suspecting this wasn't punishment. It was refinement. Here's a pattern I can't unsee. Adult life doesn't go after your dreams first. It goes after your self-image. It challenges how special you think you are, how necessary your opinions feel, how much validation you quietly expect. For surviving, you stop being the protagonist in other people's stories, sometimes even in your own. And that hurts more than failure, because failure still centers you. Irrelevance doesn't. I fought this stage hard. I tried to prove I was still more than this, more talented, more aware, more destined. All it did was make me tense. Eventually, I had to ask a question that scared me. Who am I if nothing exceptional happens? No breakthrough, no recognition, no cosmic compensation, just contribution, just responsibility, just showing up without applause. That question didn't inspire me, it grounded me. We love metaphors about becoming light, ascending, rising, escaping. But adulthood doesn't lift you, it compresses you. It asks, can you still act with integrity when nobody's watching? Can you choose restraint when indulgence is cheaper? Can you stay honest when exaggeration would benefit you? That's the real transmutation. Not turning pain into wisdom overnight, but turning chaos into consistency. turning impulse into choice, turning resentment into silence, not repression, silence. The kind where you no longer need to win every internal argument. I don't feel enlightened. I feel denser, more real, like something that can carry weight without cracking. I don't know if adulthood makes us better people. I don't know if suffering is necessary or just common. I don't know if meaning is discovered or constructed out of boredom and fear. What I do know is this: the trials didn't make me special. They made me accurate. More accurate about my limits. More accurate about my motivations. More accurate about how much control I actually have. And strangely, accuracy feels better than hope. Less exciting, more usable. If adulthood really is a kind of alchemy, maybe the question isn't, how do I escape this phase? Maybe it's, what part of me is being burned away right now? And why am I still trying to save it? If this resonated in an uncomfortable way, leave a comment answering this. What has adulthood taken from you that you secretly needed to lose? If you want more reflections like this, you can like the video and subscribe. But only if the questions feel worth carrying with you.